student has hate speech posted on the outside of their door. Their door faces a lobby where many students come and go. It is the front entrance of a residence hall holding over 200 students. 200 students walk past this door every single day. The question is hate speech written on a resident's private door an ethical dilemma? Should residence halls and higher education institutions allow students to show this hate speech on a public-facing door? Many institutes of higher education allow residents to post whatever they want on their private residence door. Although this door is the residence where they reside, the foyer where the hate speech is presented is passed by hundreds of students. Should those hundreds of students have to read and see and be exposed to this hate speech every day? As a resident assistant or a graduate community director, we are advised not to remove hate speech off of residents' private doors, even though it affects our entire community. Should we allow students to express their hate speech on the outside of their doors for students to see and pass by every single day? You may argue, students aren't paying that close of attention. They're on their way out, they're on their way in. But look where this door is located. Right next to the only water fountain in the entire building. Residents come to this water fountain to rehydrate, and as they're standing here, they get to read this hate speech that particularly targets them. This hate speech could be anything, targeting many different identities, many different social groups, many different communities we have on campus. And as an institution, we are told to let this hate speech stand. Well, in this ethical dilemma, I would argue we should remove the hate speech from the door. Have a conversation with the student of why it's being removed. Ask the student to post it on the inside of their door if it's something they feel very passionate about. Because it affects the entire community, I will argue, ethically, these hate speeches must be removed from our communities. The residents you see passing by this door are sorority members. What if this hate speech was against sorority women, against women? How would that impact this community? Let it be known. Administrators of higher education institutions have an ethical responsibility to do something about the safety of their communities. With hate speech written on the outside of the door, the community is no longer safe. It is no longer secure. Our residents do not feel safe at home. They're home away from home, where they find refuge, where they sleep, where they study. This is a place where residents should feel secure. What do you think? Do you think it is unethical to remove a hate speech posting off of a resident's door? Do you think it is freedom of speech? Do you believe that removing this freedom of speech is unethical? Or do you believe having this hate speech outside of the door justifies removing their freedom of speech off of the community view? As higher education administrators, we have a right to educate our students about what this might mean for their community, how these words impact the community, their neighbors, their friends. It is our responsibility to teach them why this might not be appropriate.